Hey guys, so for today's video, I am so like super duper excited. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I wasn't that initially pumped when I heard Rihanna was coming out with the makeup line. I like her, but I'm not like a huge diehard fan of hers or anything. I do like her, but I just wasn't, I was like, okay, celebrity makeup line, whatevs. But just hearing everyone trying out these products, a lot of people are saying they're really good. So I'm just really excited to see kind of what we got going on. I pretty much bought everything in the collection. I didn't get every single shade of everything, but I got every item except the brushes. The only thing I didn't get, you guys, where I was like, how did that fly right past my head? I didn't pick a shimmer stick color. Like, how did I not? I don't know. I guess when I was looking at the sticks, I was just thinking contour, highlight, whatever. I wasn't thinking about picking a shimmer stick. So I didn't do that, but I do have the highlights, the blotting powder. I also got the sponge. So these products actually launched at 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So I literally had my alarm set for 2:58 so I could like prep and prepare. And I thought that the products would sell out, but they totally didn't, so I didn't even have to wake up that early. But anyways, I purchased all these items at 3 a.m. in the morning, so I was really trying to like choose what to get and everything like that. I was like half asleep. So imagine choosing your foundation shade online with like no swatches, half asleep. But I feel like I might have done an okay job. So I picked out 3 shades. So the foundation is what I'm like most excited about. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've heard that it's really good. I hate watching reviews before I do my own review because I feel like subconsciously, I don't want to like hold things that other people say in my head subconsciously and then like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather just have like a fresh slate. So I was trying to watch people's reviews so I can choose my shade and like compare to what they're wearing and stuff like that. But like anytime they would say something about it, I would like fast forward really quickly. But it's undeniable, like you can't hide from it. I've seen all over Twitter and even the Sephora reviews, like people are loving it. So I'm really excited. Like I have high hopes. I think I did a pretty good job choosing my shade. I'll have to see how it matches me. But what my thought process was I'll choose 3 shades. One that I know is gonna be darker, just in case the other ones are lighter, so I can, darken it if I need to. One that I know is gonna be very warm, and then one that's neutral, so that if the neutral one's too pink, I can add some warmth. So I picked up the shade 300, which I think 300 is actually gonna match me. If anything, I think it might be a tad bit dark just because I've heard that it is drying darker. So I don't know, we'll see about that. And then I picked out 310. So 300 is medium to tan with neutral undertones. 310, medium to tan with very warm undertones. And then I picked up 370, which I knew would be, too dark for me. But I just figured if these were too light, I could mix it. But I don't think I'll need 370, so I'll probably return it. But for shade reference, I am an NC42 Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk 6.5. In the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, I use Golden Beige and mix a tiny bit of Desert Beige. L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation, I am 107. And Estee Lauder Double Wear, I am like 4W1, 4N1. So here's how the foundation looked. This is shade 300. I'm absolutely obsessed with the packaging. All right, so here are these swatches. So first up here, we have 300, and then we have 310 and 370. So you can see how warm these shades are. 310 is so warm. It's definitely too warm for me, so I'm really excited that I got 300 at least. All right, so the first product we are testing out is the primer. This is the Soft Matte Pro Filter Insta Retouch Primer. I'm just going to, let's do 2 pumps. And it has like a translucent, slightly pink shade to it. Like a little bit of a pearlescent. So even though it's marketed to be soft matte, it has a little bit of this like sheen, it looks like. Really smooth. You know what I like about this? It feels like a moisturizing primer, but it has some resistance. It doesn't feel too slippery. It feels like it's gonna hold up nicely, you know what I mean? All right, so now for testing the foundation, I cannot contain my excitement, you guys. So it says to shake well at the back of the bottle. So this is supposed to be lightweight and long wearing. We are gonna do a wear test today, so I'm excited for that. So what I'm gonna do is actually just do half of my face first with my beauty blender. Even though I bought the sponge, I really want to try it first with my ride or die. So I just wanna try it with what I know I like already, and I am just gonna do half my face. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit, and that's just 1 pump. So I just did 1 pump, just a light layer. So this might be a really good match. I just hope it doesn't dry down. If this dries down darker, I will need to get a different shade. That's like pretty good coverage. I believe it's marketed as a medium to full, and this is supposed to be a soft matte finish too, which I do get the matte vibe. I'm definitely getting that powder soft matte type of feel and finish, but it blends very easy. For one pump, like one light layer, you guys, that looks really good. Like, what do you think? Really good, right? You barely can't even feel it actually at all on the skin. So I'm gonna take another pump and do it on this side of the face. And we're gonna test out the sponge. So the sponge actually came in just like a little plastic baggie, and this is what the sponge looks like. It's a really pretty kind of like cement nude color. I will say, like, the sponge feels very thin, if that makes sense. It's not as like thick and bouncy as the Beauty Blender. It's very like thin and flimsy. So I don't know how I feel about that. It does feel a little bit cheap, the sponge. So I don't know if I would recommend the sponge, but in terms of application, I mean, I feel like it looks a bit more matte with this sponge for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm actually gonna go in with my Beauty Blender and do one more pump and just get a little bit of extra coverage. This coverage is nice with a light layer, but I mean, for me, I might even go in with a little bit more. For me, I like coverage. Actually, if you look at the swatch wet and then look at how it looks on my face, it does definitely dry down to a bit of a different color. I would say it dries down like half a shade darker, because when I first apply it, like, look at that. When I first apply it, I'm like, yes, color on point. And then it dries half a shade darker. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that foundation made my pores look almost completely gone. Like, it looks really good. I will say it dries quickly. So here's a close-up of the foundation. It does feel a teensy bit dry, teensy bit. So I could handle it, but I feel like if you have dry skin, this, you might not, you know, be a big fan. All right, so I also picked up the Matchsticks. I originally wasn't really that fond of the packaging, but I don't know, it's kind of growing on me. And again, I think the font is really nice, and I like how they have the little FB at the top. And these are actually magnetic, which I think is kind of cute now, because I just kind of keep all three together. So even though I typically don't like to use kind of like concealer sticks like this, I figured for the sake of this video, I'm gonna pick out and buy a concealer shade, and we're gonna see how this goes. So this is how much product you get. Okay, so that's how much product you get. So I'm just going to put this underneath the eye. So I expected it to be a little bit creamier. Yeah, this foundation shade, it dries too dark. Like it's drying darker now than it did like 2-3 minutes ago. And this is actually blending really nicely. I don't know if it would be like my favorite product, just because I'm not a fan of like drier concealer sticks. I prefer like liquid concealers. All right, so I'm gonna have to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium, just to see if I can kind of make this foundation look a little bit lighter, just to match me for the rest of this video so I don't look crazy. So I picked up a bronzing and a contouring shade. So first I have Latte, which I really love this shade. It looks really good. It's like a really pretty caramel camel tan shade, which you guys know it's like my favorite to bronze with, the perfect like caramel warm shade. Now Mocha, I don't know if I'm gonna be like thrilled over, just because it's more cool tone. It has that pinky redness, and I personally, even for contouring, I don't like it to be too cool tone. I prefer something more neutral. And also you get 7.1 grams of product. You know what, actually, let's see how much product you get in the KKW contour sticks and just compare it to these. So I'm using my flash because the font is so small. Ooh, so you get 2 times 0.9 grams. You get 0.9 grams of product on each side. 1.8 grams of product compared to 7.1 grams. Insane, insane, insane. So I am just going to bronze that up. Ooh, I love that color. Really nice color. I really like the formula. It's like this, it's funny because I don't like this formula for a concealer stick, but this formula is perfect like on the cheek as a cream bronzer. because you don't want your cream bronzer to be too creamy, because then sometimes it's like harder to blend, not harder to blend, but sometimes you can over blend it and it can look patchy. It's almost like a cream to powder finish. That's the formula I would say of these, which is really nice. I'm assuming that's gonna be nice and long lasting too, which I guess we'll see when I do the wear test. But now I'm going to try Mocha. I'm just gonna put it right at the, just kind of use it to define more. It's not bad. I mean, it is a classic contour shade. So if you're a fan of like the classic contour shades where it is more cool tone, then this is actually a really nice shade. And of course it blends nicely, like wow. All right, so I'm actually gonna set the entire face with some of the powder. So this I'm excited for because I am a sucker for like a nice translucent pressed powder just because I feel like it's easier for day-to-day use. So this is called the Invisimatte Blotting Powder and it's in the shade Universal. And I really love, like, look at the packaging. So sleek and cool, right? I love the white, you guys know that already. So when you look at the color, like the white, it has a little bit of a blue tint, doesn't it, you guys? But I know that she said it's completely translucent. This is a really clear, nice mirror that's in here too, so this would be great for traveling. Super smooth and soft, and I'm actually gonna bring it up the sides of my nose too. And really on top of here too. And I'm just gonna go over the entire face. So it feels super smooth, the powder, and it doesn't have any sort of white cast. It's not lightening the foundation, which is really good. I'm happy about that. All right, so the last products we have to try are the highlighters. So this compact is a white compact with dark gray writing, and again, I just love the font. It's so sleek, and I love how the N is flipped. It's so sleek. So I didn't know what highlighters to pick up. Again, I didn't have any shades to go off of. I just had to go off of the little swatch names on Sephora, and it was 3 a.m. in the morning, you guys. So this is Mean Money and Hustler. No, let me say it right. Mean Money and Hustler Baby. You gotta say the Hustler, let's not say Hustler. So this is what Hustler Baby looks like, and then Mean Money. So it seems like Mean Money, they give you one like super soft highlight. So let me swatch it for you. Super soft, like almost just like a light sheen highlight. I'm gonna wipe that off. And then they give you like a shimmery highlight, which, okay, feels good so far. So I like that in a way because it's very versatile, but I also just kind of wish that I had a bigger pan to work with for the highlight shades. So then I also picked up the shades Girl Next Door and Chic Freak, which these are more of a pinkier shade. I figured I would get this just in case I didn't like the other highlight, but I do prefer the other highlight. These are very pinky. I feel like I would love these on the eye, but again, you have that soft, ooh, this feels super soft to touch. You have that like soft glow. And then you have Chic Freak, which seems to be, yeah, ooh, really pretty. So for today, I'm gonna use Hustler Baby because it looks like a really pretty, it actually kind of like, I don't know, just based off the pan, it's really reminding me of Champagne Pop. Like that nice gold with the peach reflect. Ooh, yes, Riri. Give it to me. Ooh. So I will say, like, I love this, but this has like a bit of a stronger gold undertone. So if you are lighter skin, you might not like it. It might be too like golden. Whoo, I love that. Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna like pile a little bit more on, just right at the top. Ooh. These highlights look really healthy on the skin and they have really great reflect. Like I'm really happy with that. And I'm gonna put some on the nose. What I like about this is it's pretty buildable. Like, you know, you don't have to put a lot on and it just builds nicely. It doesn't look cakey as you build it, which is really nice. All right, so I also bought the gloss. I don't know how excited I am for this just because I typically don't wear a gloss that's this shade. But I guess, I mean, we'll see how I like it. It's good sometimes to try things out of your comfort zone. So this is called Fenty Glow, and this is supposed to be kind of like a universal shade. So no matter what skin tone you are, which I love how inclusive this line is, can I just say, 40 foundation shades is incredible, and she made the powder to be universal so that even if you are deeper skin, it seems to be really translucent. So here's how the packaging for the gloss looks. I think it's really pretty, kind of like a reflective, pale rose gold top. And I'm curious to see the applicator. I actually haven't opened this, I just realized now, opened this or swatched this since I received it in the mail from Sephora. Ooh, so it's a really chubby applicator, so I guess we'll see how that goes. So it smells good. It smells a bit like fruity. Ooh, you guys, okay. Let me just say, when you first swipe that on, ooh, it is smooth. Oh my God, pretty much all I'm trying to say, you guys, is it is smooth. Like, smooth. Okay, and it's not like you see the color in the tube. Yeah, like look at the color I'm getting on the lip. I like that about it. It's more on the sheer side. It's not that ultra pigmented gloss. So this is great on top of other lip colors. No matter what skin tone you are, I feel like this will look good on you because it's not ultra pigmented. So if you're paler, it's gonna match you. If you're deeper skin tone, it's gonna really look good. Oh, I love this. I really do. It pulls like this really soft, peachy, pinky nude on the lips. I really, really love it. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead, do my brows. I don't know what I'm doing with my eyes, but I'm gonna do something, pop on some lashes, and I'm gonna come right back just to conclude my thoughts on all the products. All right, so I just finished up my makeup. Honestly, I am absolutely in love with the gloss. I really love the foundation too. I feel like it looks super flawless on the skin. I do feel a bit dry, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know if it's the combo of the primer and the foundation, since they're both a soft matte finish. I am going to test out the foundation more in my shade when I pick up my shade, more with the hydrating primer, and see if that kind of helps. I'm really in love with the bronzer and the highlight and like kind of the cream matchsticks. I really, really like them. The formula is perfect. They're a really nice cream to powder finish, and they seem like they're gonna be long lasting. I guess we're gonna have to see during the wear test. I think I'm gonna do the wear test vlog style. I don't know, I'm not sure yet, but I think that's what I'll do. So I am gonna be shopping around and looking at swatches for my perfect shade. Let me know what you guys think. 300 definitely just did go a shade too dark for me. So let me know if you guys have a shade recommendation if you are the same foundation shade as me. The gloss is so beautiful, you guys. Like, it just has that perfect sheen. It's super smooth. It's not sticky at all. Like, it just feels so smooth. Oh, I love it so much. I also really loved the powder. Assuming it doesn't give flashback, I'm really gonna love it. I love how smooth it is. It's completely translucent, didn't give a white cast. The only thing was I'm not a huge fan of the sponge. It seems a bit too thin. It doesn't have enough bounce for me. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start editing this video, and I'm also gonna throughout the day just check in with you guys. I think I'm also gonna go outside right now too after I take some photos and show you guys how this makeup looks outside. All right, so I am on my balcony, and I just wanted to show you guys the foundation outside. It seems, I mean, I'm looking through the viewfinder, so just by what I see, it looks like it matches me, but I mean, clearly it doesn't. I had to like work with it a lot. But it looks really nice outside. Just from what I can see in the viewfinder, it looks really nice. Super smooth. And I didn't notice any flashback so far. I just finished taking photos with flash, and I just looked at it on my camera in the viewfinder, and it doesn't seem like there's any flashback, so that's pretty good so far. So right now, I don't know the exact time. I think it's around 12. Pretty sure it's around 12. So I'll check in a few hours and let you guys know how everything wore, but here's how it's looking so far. Alright, so I've been editing all day, and I also went outside for a little bit, not long though. I also wanted to tell you guys that last clip you saw, it was actually around 11:45, and then I started filming and applying my foundation around 10:30. So the foundation has pretty much been on since 10:30, but the rest of the makeup products, like, I finished filming 11:30-ish. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the foundation has wore off around my lips. I don't really know why. That like never happens to me. I don't know if it's the gloss that kind of bled a little bit, which I hope it's not that, because I really love the gloss. The formula is so good and the shade is really beautiful. So I'm hoping it's not that. I'm hoping it's just because I was eating and drinking water. But again, this just doesn't really happen to me. It's like I have this like white line. I'm noticing the bronzer has wore off a little bit up here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's like my problem area. I usually will fade, my foundation will usually fade, and my bronzer around like the forehead area, but it's looking really good on the cheek still. It's still lasting, which is really nice. The highlight still looks good. Sorry, I just had to switch arms because my other arm is getting tired. It is getting a little bit cakey. Let me move back further away from the window. It is getting a little bit cakey. Like just around the nostril. I don't know if you guys can see. I have my little mirror here. That's how I'm seeing everything. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I noticed that the foundation got a little bit darker. Like it actually looked like it matched me towards the end of my makeup, like in that last clip. It was like, okay, I could pull it off because I fixed it with the concealer and everything, but it did still get a little bit darker. But other than that, you guys, like it still hasn't really faded that much, especially around the nose, which is a problem area, and I'm not that oily. Like, look at this. I am not that oily at all, which is incredible. Normally I'm super oily on the nose. Like the nose is like hello, anybody want to fry some eggs? it's like crazy. But right now I'm really not that oily, so the primer, the foundation, and the powder together really worked in terms of that. I also do not feel that like little bit of dryness I felt before. I don't feel it anymore. I guess obviously because my natural oils have come in a little bit, so I just don't feel that as much. It feels super lightweight, like really lightweight. I don't feel anything on the face right now. I think the makeup overall looks pretty good still, especially on the cheek area. Like the bronzer lasted really well, the cream bronzer and cream contour. It's just a little bit on the forehead that faded, but to be honest with you guys, that's actually pretty good. Normally by this time, I forgot to tell you guys the time, it's 4:30 right now, so it's been about 4.5, 5 hours since the last clip, and then about 6 hours since I started applying the foundation. So it's actually held up really well. I'm personally pleased with it so far. The only thing I'm kind of like weirded out by is how much it faded around the lips, which makes me think that obviously the foundation didn't fade anywhere else. It makes me think that that's the gloss bleeding. So I hope not. If it is, I might have to just use it with a liner. I don't know. I'll kind of have to test it out more. Either way, I'm going to test out all of these products more, hopefully by my correct shade in the contour stick and the foundation. And once I do, I'm going to play around with it more and keep you guys updated like I always do. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed kind of reviewing the entire collection. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.